Value studies are some of the most important things we can do as artists if we want to use light, color, shadow, pretty much any sort of element that uses light in our art. So today's day 35 of my own personal challenge. I'm calling it Art Every Day. So every single day for the past 35 days, I've been making some kind of art, whether that's a drawing, a painting, a sketch, whatever it may be. I don't have any specific goal in mind, but I knew that this is something that I wanted to do for a very long time, and it's helped me a lot with some other personal things going on in life. I will give a warning that this isn't a tutorial of any kind, but I'm just practicing my own skill, and if there's anything that you want to gain from this video by watching how I'm doing it, how I'm breaking down value into different values, then absolutely feel free to stick around, and I hope this is useful for you. But otherwise, I hope you just enjoy sticking around and watching the process. Now, I am going to be giving an update for this week and what I'm going to be studying for the topic. If that sounds like something you're interested in, feel free to stick around and check it out. But I do have a timestamp in the description if you want to jump right into the study. So this is week 6, officially. I haven't been marking these before, but I figured now is a better time than ever. So this is going to be color theory week 2. So I did a previous color theory week. I had a lot of fun with it. And I purchased the book called Color and Light by James Gurney. I'm going to put a link in the description below. I'm not sponsored. It's not an affiliate link. Nothing like that. Just a great resource for anybody that wants to learn color theory. So that's what we're doing yet again this week. So today is Sunday. It's the value study day. Just as a refresher for myself. Especially because of how important value is for color theory. If you're going to be making something in a color, you want that to have a certain value. And if your values are all off, everything's going to be all off. So Monday is going to be a bit of a review day for myself. It's just going to be looking over hue, value, chroma, almost teaching myself a little bit of an art class. And I'm just going to practice by color matching tomorrow. You might notice a lot of the rest of the week is going to be spent trying new media. So on Tuesday, I'm going to focus on watercolor. Wednesday, I'm going to be testing out acrylics. Thursday, I'm going to try oil for the very first time. So we're going to see how that goes. Friday is Juneteenth. I've got work off that day, and I wanted to celebrate by doing a portrait of Toni Morrison. If you haven't read any of her work, she's got an amazing short story, recitatif. I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm going to put a link of that in the description below as well. Saturday, I've got a hike with a friend, so I'm trying to figure out how to schedule that, whether that's going to be a sketch while I'm up there, or a painting, or if I'll just do something when I get home. So that's a little bit in the air. So that's the plan for week 6. Now, I'm going to be speeding up this video quite a bit because I'm a little short on time, and I do want to try and get to bed at some point today. So what I essentially did here was took this picture of Mr. Freeman and I tried to break it apart into 4 different values, identify 4 different values. So the best way to describe it is finding the average color, or not the average color, but the average value of each one of these shapes that make up his face. So value 1, we've got the highlights. Value 2, we've got sort of these light midtones. Value 3, these darker midtones. And then value 4, these darkest shadows and places where there is no light at all, not even bounce light. So, again, this is quite sped up. So this is about half an hour of footage that I'm pretty much compressing down to 5 minutes or so. What is there to say about this aside from I didn't want to take a subject and try and copy it today. I just wanted to take the time to get familiar with some different values. And if it sounds like I'm slurring my speech, it's because I am, because I'm just exhausted. It's like midnight and I should be going to bed right now. So, these midtones are really, really tricky. Getting those like highlights and the shadows are pretty easy, but finding the line that defines the lighter midtones from the darker midtones, that's where things get really, really tricky, because that's when it's almost semi-subjective. But if you look carefully if you have a certain value in mind, you can identify which value that is and find that line where the change happens. And so that was good practice for this today. So finding that. What my hope was for this was just to find these shapes and break it down into the base forms. But what I ended up doing was taking this whole thing, and if you saw the thumbnail of the video, I pretty much took all of the red lines and used those as areas to paint bucket tool and fill in those average colors or those average values. So those highlights, I go in and I'm filling those here. Those are pretty easy to get to. Those lighter midtones, I took my time with this as well, sort of going in very carefully with this brush. I probably could have, should have, and would have. I mean, in retrospect, I did select the red lines and then just use the paint bucket tool. But I just spent time sort of filling in by hand. And it was really helpful to see that these values were the ones that I thought they were. Like, putting them down on the image below, it showed that it was this is gonna sound silly, but it was like the shade was the shade that it was, and it was good to feel right about like the judgment that my eye made. It's like, okay, this is where that like light transitions. This is where that shadow starts to be cast. So tons of tiny details, and I gotta go to bed. It's midnight right now, like 12 o'clock exactly. But anyways, so I'm just going through again, and I'm just filling in these shapes with those values. And what I end up having to do, because it's hard to see against the black background, where those darkest shades and the darkest values actually were drawn in. And here's where I switch over to the paint bucket tool. I just say, you know what, screw it. This is close enough, good enough for me for now. And so I was quite happy with it because it was still very recognizable after going through and filling out these colors and filling out these grays. And yeah, you kind of know who he was. And I hope, like, if you clicked on the thumbnail of the video, or if you saw the thumbnail, you already knew who it was. Mr. Freeman himself. Yeah. That's it for today, really. Gosh, I wish I had more to say. But I'm, like, dying right now. But here it is. 1, 2, 3, 4. And not too bad if I do say so myself. So thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you tomorrow if you decide to stick around. I've got a Discord where if you're interested in joining along for this challenge, like whatever day it might happen to be, or if you just want to like share your art, chat, I'm down for pretty much anything really. I've started Discord. What else is going on? And I'll see you tomorrow if you decide to stick around. Feel free to subscribe if you want to. Like the video if you liked it. Dislike the video if you didn't like it. I'm gonna pretty please ask if you didn't like it. Let me know what I need to improve on, because I'm still very new to this, and any sort of feedback and healthy critique and criticism is always welcome. So thanks again, and I'll see you in the next one.